सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः। वैशंपायन सद्गुरवे नमः। याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे नमः। आद्य शंकर सद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अथ पारायणम 16th mantra in the Shiksha Valli. Om iti Brahma, from that we will do chanting. Om Om iti Brahma, Om iti Idagam Sarvam, Om ityetadanukrutih smava apyo shravayetya Om iti samani gayante, Ogam shomiti shastrani shagam sante, Om ityadvaryo pratigaram pratigruणate, ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौते, ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाते, ओमिति ब्राह्मणः प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानेते ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोते। ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराधीधरः तव इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितवस्तद्धितवः अहं वृक्षस्यरेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुशास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यै न प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि एके चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अत यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ अथ शिक्षा वल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः प्रथमोऽनुवाकः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ पञ्चमोऽनुवाकः व्याहृतिमन्त्राः व्याहृत्युपासनामन्त्राः। ॐ भोर्भुवः सुवरिति वा एतास्तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासामुहस्मै तां चतुर्थीम माहाचमस्य प्रवेदयते मह इति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अङ्गान्यन्या देवताः भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुव इत्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते भूरिति वा अग्निः भुव इति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः मह इति चन्द्रमाः चन्द्रमसा वाव सर्वाणि ज्योतिर्गंसि महीयन्ते भूरिति वा रुचः भुव इति सामानि सुवरिति यजोगंसि मह इति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयन्ते भूरिति वै प्राणः भुव इत्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः मह इत्यन्नम् अन्नेन वाव सर्वे प्राणा महीयन्ते तावा एताश्चतस्रश्चतुर्धा चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेऽस्मै देवा बलिमा वहन्ति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Salutations to the entire Rishi Muni Guru Parampara, Devatas, our Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas, and our own Rishi Parampara, and our own Gurus, and also to the Shruti Mata. What is the subject we are studying is Taittiriya Upanishad. In this, what we are studying right from the beginning is the Upasanas, so that we become qualified for the Brahma Vidya later on. Upasana is on the strength of faith on the Guru who is teaching us, Shastra which is teaching us, we are going to accept and believe and accept and practice some facts. Those things would not be known now, but as we keep on practicing them, then the truth of them, the value of them, the utility of them, we start developing. Just like learning Shiksha, Vyakyasyama, alphabets. So in the beginning, The word uttered through the mouth like u, and it is written on the slate. It appears to be absolutely useless, meaningless. The child thinks, so nicely I was enjoying my life. Why these fellows are jealous of me and they send me to a school? In the school also the other devils called the teachers. Happily they can eat, take their own salary and sleep. Why do they make me do all this? Right? Making me write ka plus ru, kru, ka plus all. It looks to be ridiculous or meaningless or purposeless. The child doesn't know, but the teachers know. The entire school knows, the education system knows that for his further study of all the higher subjects, the beginning is here only. Whether it is learning the Varnamala or whether it's learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4. This all appears to me, तो क्या मेरे को क्या संबंध है उससे, है ना? If 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, so what? Why should I worry? But later on, whenever he is growing in life, has to deal with all business transactions, accounts, this alone will help. He doesn't know, but they know it. In the same way, some things of the nature are told, physical sciences are told, chemistry is told, history is told, and then literature is taught to him. All of them in the beginning appear to be of no meaning. But later on, they are the only ones with which every transaction is happening, every endeavor is being becoming successful. But he doesn't know it in the beginning. Then when he doesn't know in the beginning, instead of means stopping him, allowing him to go into the world and become a rustic continuously, instead of that, he is molded. Like a child who is play mongerer up to age of 3. If you leave him like that, without any learning, he will grow like that only. So what to do? He should be trained, molded. Therefore, he is admitted in the school. In the school, he is taught all these subjects, and he is learning without knowing any one of the things and their future. There, how they are useful to him in the future. So, in the class, though not knowing that how they will be useful in the future, but because the parents have to send me to school, because the teachers are teaching me, therefore I learn this ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4. This is called as Upasana. Right now you will not know, but to do the Upasana of it, when you master that, when you master the Varnamala, it is helping you to learn the words, the sentences, and through that all the Jnanam. If you are learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6 and all that, it is helping you in doing all calculations. So, if you are learning the history, it is helping you in learning from it and living a noble life. If you are learning physics right from beginning in the physical science world, you can help yourself in so many ways. In the same way, here also, Shanno Mitra, that is a Upasana, by which the grace of them and we are fit. Siksha Samaha, learning alphabets, grammar, as we gave example now. We have learnt it, we did the upasana of it, now we are fit for transaction. We are not blank when the Guru is teaching us the Shastra or anything in that language. Then we have done the Samhita Upasana, Sandhi Upasana, by which we trained ourselves in the world that the two things come together to give the third thing. And this is a natural phenomena going on. And it is being supported by something, the third one. Is it not? Now, Sandhi Sandhanam ki baat hui वहाँ. Then we came to Upasana Medha, Upasana of Omkara for Medha Shakti as the rest, that Sri Kama. And we also, all of these is Upasana. Upasana is training our entire faculties and personality to get habituated to work in such a particular field that it is beneficial to us and others. Learning cycle is an Upasana, so that you can drive and you can go wherever you want. So that then the Yajna Yaga are taught. So toward the end of that fourth Anuvaka, what is the wealth is to be used is for the Yajna, Upasana or Karmadi, so that the Upata Durtakshaya happens. So for the Upata Durtakshaya, with the wealth gained by the grace of God through prayers, we do all the Karma Kanda. That is also Upasana. When this much is done, now in the fifth Anuvaka also, the inner Vyahruthi Upasana is done. In that, what is mainly taught to us are the three Vyahrutis are told, then the unknowable, unseeable, fourth Vyahruti is imagined, even projected, then logically. Why it is imagined and projection? Because exactly you can't see. It is seen only as Anubhava later on. So the three Vyahrutis, three set of things. Then the fourth Vyahruti, the fourth thing. And this Upasana is of four levels. One, become aware of the three Vyahrutis. First Upasana. Second is become aware of the presence of the fourth Vyahruti supporting all the three. Only become aware, what exactly you don't know. Then the third Upasana is this fourth Vyahruti itself is the Upanishad Vedya Brahma. The last upasana is what? That Brahma is none other than my own Atma. Remember, at this level, Atma is not known, Brahma is not known, even Maha is not known. Fourth, the three only are known. Known are three, like you know the Vigraha of the Lord. But unknown is Ganapati. So, in that known Vigraha, you go on doing the upasana of Ganapati. Then what happens to you? In you, when you see the Murti, you develop the Ganapati's Drushti. That is the phala of that Upasana. Thus, we develop devotion to Ganapati whenever we see idol. That is the beginning. Later on, whether we see idol or not, every time we see Ganapati, or we devote to Ganapati, we become his devotee. If somebody gives us the vision that like this idol or stone, the entire world is nothing but expression of Ganapati only, then the whole world we do the Upasana as Ganapati so that our world entire is seen by us as Bhagavan or Ganapati. That is what the Ishtadevata Upasana in the Vigraha as well as the Vishwarupa. Is it not in Bhagavad Gita? And the next 27th chapter of the 11th Skandha talks about entire this Upasana only in those 50 slokas, the Kriya Yoga. Upasana nowadays we are taught or made to do so strongly in all the texts. We are studying Upanishad, but Upasana is taught. Then we are studying Vidurniti, there are also the values Upasana is taught. Vishnu Sahasrana mein wahi ho raha hai, Bhagavat mein, Ramayana mein. All that shows that this is a period for us to do the Upasana, means training our faculties, means not letting them loose, training those faculties to develop a habit of visualizing the vision given by the Gurus and Shastras. Vision is given to us. We are training ourselves to visualize this vision. In the training, we are practicing. So, bhoho, bhuvaha, suvaha, tisraha, vyarudaya. Then everybody knows it. And remember, all those things which are said here. The three Vyahrutis, Bhurbhuvasvaha, then Maha is the fourth one. Then after saying this, then the fourth set, four sets of 444, in which three are the Vyahrutis, the fourth one is the fourth Vyahruti. All these were very familiar to the people at that time of the Vedic period. When this Upanishad was start, उस समय ये चीजें उनके लिए familiar है. हर दिन they go through it through some or the other means. Therefore, Guru used those triputis, the sets of 333, to make the disciples do the Vyahruti Upasana. Like this is a chair used for sitting. This is the Upasana done. Is it not when we go to a very newly developed objects selling shop? We look at it and we ask what it is. He says its name. Then we ask him, इसके क्या फायदा है? Then he tells us, is he has ka use. Then we ask how it is operated. Then he tells us. That is upasana. The thing is there, we don't know about it, its utility, it is using. So he teaches us. In the same way, the things which are familiar those days to them, then one by one was taken and the training is given to them. What is the training here? Ki, there are three Vyahrutis. Then this there is a Karana for all the three. Then the fourth one it is this one. And this fourth one is not only behind these three Vyahrutis. Be attentive. It is behind all the sets of three Vyahrutis. Okay. And that is what is the unknowable, unseeable, but experienceable truth, reality, absolute, which is named as Brahma in the Upanishads. And that Brahma of the Upanishad, for the completion of the Upasana, has to be discovered in our own self as our own self. And by definition, it is self. But by definition, it is self. If that definition of the self is done with Upasana, if we do the Upasana, then we experience it. We experience it as the self. What is the definition of the self? Yachapnoti yadadatte yachati vishayaniha yachasti santado bhavaha tadyadatma vido viduhu. Now, this Brahma of the Upanishad, this Maha of the Mahashamasa Rishi, is such a phenomena, such a thing which fits these definitions. Therefore, by definition, it is Atma. Man, practice karte jao. That, what is that which is all pervading? What is that which is all encompassing? What is that which is all including, all consuming? What is that which is always there? When the upasana is went on done, we find that it leads to one day a thought, which should be that thing? It is me only. So the two ways, I am all pervading, or the all pervading is experienced as I am. In all Upanishads, I am all pervading is taught. In this Upanishad, the all pervading's upasana is taught to us. And then later on told it fits to the definition of Atma. Atma is you. Therefore, all pervading Maha, fourth Upadi, which is Brahma according to Upanishad, is Atma in my experience. Ultimately, the fourth has to be experienced as Atma. Then already told the three cannot exist without fourth. Fourth alone is appearing as three. Therefore, I myself is the fourth Vyahruti. Fourth alone is the three. Therefore, other than me, there is neither the fourth nor the three. All of them are my own expression. This is what is Upasana. Then exactly what am I? It is not end of the subject. When we go to the next Upadi, the Dhyana in the Hridaya is taught. After that, when we go to the next Anuvaka, next Valli will be taught with the same thing with the Panchakosha Viveka. So, what is happening broadly, if you see, we are trained to practice something, then we are guided to reach some experience. The training is of the Vyahruti Upasana, and the reaching is of the all pervading Brahma, which is Atma. This is the way, this is one of the technique. This is a technique adapted at that time in this Upanishad by that Rishi for those disciples. In another Upanishad, in another period of time, it is another way. Like you take Mandukya, in that Rishi taught them about the Vaitatya of the Advaita, then Advaita, then by Alata Shanti, he has proved what is said in the Agama Prakarana about Omiti Edagam Sarvam Tasyopa Vyakhyanam Bhutam Bhavat. If you go to the Prashna, through the question answers between disciple and the Guru, the ultimate truth is guided. In the Kathopanishad, such a great disciple, Nachiketa, going and insisting, I must know, I want to know, you must tell that, that is my boon. Then he was given 42 meditation techniques there to know the truth. If you go to Kena Upanishad, the question asked was, why and how the man is falling into the objects. Kene Shitam Bhatati Preshitam Manaha. Then slowly the answer is given that this is the ear of ears, eye of the eye. The technique adopted in the Upanishad is that one. So you see, each of them. In the Mundaka Upanishad, the Guru Parampara is taught, then Shaunaka goes to the Angirasa. Angirasam Upasana Papracha, and his question is peculiar. Kasminu Bhagavo Vignate Sarvamidam Vignatam Bhavati. What is that having known which everything becomes known? So I want to know what happens after the death. That is a question of Nachiketa. I want to know that by which everything knows. Or tell me the answer to these six questions. Or why and how the mind is functional. Or how the Omkara is substratum of all. Questions, answers appear to be different. This question, this answer is one set. This question is. But final through all of them, what is reached is that only self. Here also, through these upasanas, the Sanskrit upasana, then Sandhi upasana, then the Onkara upasana through Medha, Kamana and Sri Kama, that is a temptation. Desire Medha and desire wealth and do upasana. There the upasana was important, but to make us do upasana, the Medha Kamana, Sri Kamana is kept as a bait. But luckily, the Meda is not about the world. It is said, don't get the Meda of the world because Medaya Pitaha. Meda means Brahmajnanam only. Then the wealth also not for indulgence. It is for only doing karma for Antakarana Shuddhi. So, desire Medas, desire wealth. Every time desire is always tempting. So, desiring Medas and wealth, do the Upasana, Om, it is said. When idea is to do the upasana, not the wealth or the medas. But while doing upasana, when the wealth and medas comes, which medas we have to use for, which medas we have to avoid. Then the wealth for what purpose we have to. Now, when Bhagavan Bhashyakara commented in the beginning of the fifth Anuvaka, you see all of them are paramparaya vidya praptaye. Catch that thought. All of them by parampara are for Vidya Prapti only, not to take you away from the Vidya. Our goal is Vidya, not anything else. Sanskrit is not our goal, Sandhi Upasana is not our goal, then the Medha and Sri is not our goal. Ours is what we started in the introduction, in the first, before the first Anuvaka started. He Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya alone removes all the dukkha, all the samsara. And Upanishad means Brahma Vidya only. They are studying Upanishad. If you study Upanishad, other than Brahma Vidya, we are taught Upasana. And through the Upasana, we are told to gain the wealth and all the knowledges. You are saying Upanishad which is Brahma Vidya, but what you are teaching is something else. And you are saying the Gratto, the grammar, and you say that observe the Sandhi rules in the world. समझो दोनों को समझ में है ही नहीं, समझ नहीं ऐसा लगता है. I tell you कि I'm offering you 3 wonderful sweets and when you eat that, एक खट्टा है और एक कारा है, एक तीसरा कड़वा है. One is spicy pungent, another is savory salty, third one is pungent, let us say, or bitter. I told you I'm giving you sweet, but I gave you this. कोई संबंध है उसका? ऐसा लगता है यहाँ भी. That's why he said, परंपराया विद्या प्राप्तये. Slowly we are trained to become qualified for the prapti of vidya. So in that only the outer upasanas are taught, then the inner upasanas. What is upasana again? The Shruti Mata, the Guru said that Bhur Bhuva Swahar, 3 upadhis, 3 VYAHRUTHIs, and it said that Maha is the 4th upadhi and Mahachamasa Rishi has discovered it. He also found that it is to be Brahman of the Vedanta and that is to be experienced as Atma. Experience as Atma or that fits to the definition of Atma. That is why when the word Atma came, Bhashyakara defined it. He did the Bhashya of that. Yacha apnot edadatte, yacha suddenly ये ब्रह्म आत्मा कैसा हो गया? Suddenly ये महाब्रह्म कैसा हो गया? You understand? The Mahabrahma it became because Yat Mahat Tad Bruhat, Yat Bruhat Tad Mahat. Even though the Mahachamasa Rishi discovered it, Even though he named it out of his name Maha, but we don't like his name. We like the name of the Upanishads. Upanishad already said about Brahma, earlier Upanishad, earlier Rishis. Therefore, by definition, what it is covered and what is said in Upanishad being same, therefore Maha iti tad Brahma, and it was in agreement with Mahachamasya Rishi. Mahachamasya did not make it an issue. When I named it as Maha because I discovered it, why are you calling it as Brahma, which is said by other Rishi of the earlier time? No, no, no. He was told by the others, why what you discovered is same thing. It is called Maha. Please give up your copyrights of calling it as Maha and let us talk it as Brahma. He fully agreed. अब नाम महा लगाओ ब्रह्म लगाओ क्या फर्क है? I have known the fourth thing. I am transcended the third three things. That is his joy. Therefore he agreed. So this is how the Maha became Brahma because Yad Mahat Tad Brahma, Yad Tad Brahma Tad Mahat. And what is Mahat or Brahma? That three Vyahrutis, they are coming from this, they are staying in this, they are supported by this, they are entering into this. That is the meaning of Maha. That is why it's called as Maha. And even in the absence of these three, this was there. Luckily, all these things, it is said from those standpoint. The three Vyahrutis came from this. These three Vyahrutis staying in this. These three Vyahrutis are entering into this. These three Vyahrutis are dependent on this. From that standpoint, when it is said, therefore it is called as Maha, that is the same thing said as Brahma. Now, the same is the definition of the Atma from this side. What is Atma? That which is permeating everything, that which is causing everything, that which is knowing everything, that which is eating everything, and that which is there every time. Therefore, that itself is Atma. Sa Atma. From the Atma side, whatever is the definition of the Atma, that is fitting to this. Therefore, it is also Atma. So, it is the Atma of the realization, Brahma of the Upanishad, Mahat as this called by Mahachamasya Rishi. What is that? The fourth Vyahruti. Where is it? In the same three Vyahrutis only, permeating all of that. Rather, because our over attention is on these three, the fourth was not observed. Actually, fourth alone is real. When you change the drishti, you will see the fourth. Just like as long as you are using the clothes, we will use only the cloth. The moment we are told that it is made out of the thread, thread is the fourth or the second Vyahruti, which is permeating the first Vyahruti called as the cloth in and through. Then our drushti, though we use cloth only, we don't wear the thread. But we know that the thread is the one which is permeating the entire cloth. Without the cloth, thread cannot be only. So without the thread, the cloth cannot be at all. Is it not? Is it not? We use all the parts, all the mud-made utensils, whatever. But when we are told about the cause of them, something other, then we know we become more familiar with the fourth one called mud. Then from that only all these three parts are those things came out. What happens is because of overpowering effect of involving in these three vyahrutis, means any of the triputis, means any nama rupa, means anything other than Brahma, we have become more familiar with that because too much of involvement to such an extent that the main thing is forgotten. What is Adhyatma Vedanta? Self, which is substratum, all of that should be recognized. That is the goal, no? सबका जो आत्मा परमात्मा है उसको जानना है तो उसके लिए उपासना का ट्रेनिंग. And it is all logical. See, when three are there, there must be the fourth. It's a logic. And if the three are there, the fourth must be there to know. The fourth, to know all of them, it should be all permeating. It is not logical. And when each one of them are coming and going, to observe all those, when they are coming and going, he should neither come nor go. Is it not? Therefore, that should be the nature of it, obviously. And he called it as Maha. Upanishad called it Brahma. Somebody defined it as an Atma. Whether it's Maha or Brahma or Atma, This theory should be experienced. For that, the next chapter, next Anuvaka. Very clearly, the Bhashyakara will tell us that Maha, that Brahma, that Atma, of which you have done the Upasana, it has to be recognized and realized and experienced. And where is it available and how to experience is to be taught. Therefore, we are beginning the next Anuvaka. That is how will give us the Bhashya. Beautiful this Taittiriya Upanishad. If you have the patience, if you have the ability, if you have the regularity, sincerity of involvement, we can see how systematically the training is given, the thought is developed for us to go beyond the triputis and see the fourth one. So, yesterday we spoke, day before also. So, today, because the third time we are speaking, little more clarity comes to us. It's all Upasana. Like everything in the world is Upasana. I told you this is a tree, it's an Upasana. It became a habit. Now, whenever you see a tree, you call it as tree. Or whenever tells you something as a tree, you know what is the image of it. It is Rupanama Sambandha. Then every tree comes from the earth. It is an upasana. It's a fact. It is unknown. Then you are told it to do the upasana. Then you do upasana. The trees don't grow in the sky. They grow in the mud only or in the mitti only, in the land. It's an upasana. Like this particular vegetable is made like this. It's an upasana. This recipe is made like it's an upasana. The house is constructed like this. It's an upasana. This is how the pillars have to be made. This is how the slab has to be made. This is how the walls have to be constructed. So, by seeing and by learning and by practicing, all these three are upasanas. That whole contractor, the maestris, all of them become perfect in making that. That practice is called upasana. So, what we did was, in the Brahma, we did the Jagad upasana so far. Now, in the Jagat, we are doing the Brahma upasana. In the Brahma Jagat Upasana was for the entertainment or Leela. But it became so real that it is going on binding us with dukkha. Because the Jagat is not permanent, it goes on changing. Now we are doing the Upasana of the Brahma in the Jagat to go back to the truth or reality so that we all our miseries, limitations, dukkha go away. We should know very clearly. So, Mahaiti Tad Brahma Sa Atma. Then, what about all other them? Angani. Now, the Anga Angi Sambandha has to be very clearly understood. To perform, the Angas are required. Okay? Without Anga, you can't. But the Angas cannot be independently existing or performing. They can all be there existing and performing in contact with the Angi. Is it not? Like I walk with legs. I do the work with the hands. Without legs, I can't work, no doubt. Without hands, I cannot do work. Yes, same time, when the hands and legs are cut from the body and kept, will they walk? Will they work? See the Anga Angi Sambandha. They are sacred, they are important, they are valuable. Only they are in contact with the Angi, the body. And they are working for the body only. The hands work, the legs move for the total body. Of course, the whole body is for the jiva inside. At that level, jiva is the angi, the entire body is the anga. Every body is an anga in every janma. And in each janma, childhood body is one anga, youth age body is another anga, middle age body third anga, the old age is fourth one, for the angi, the jiva inside. And all of them are for the angi, the jiva. Without jiva in the body is dead only. It is burnt at any age. बचपन में बच्चा मर गया तो थोड़ा बड़ा होने दो उसके बाद उसको जलाएंगे ऐसा नहीं करते इवन चाइल्डहुड ही डाइज when jiva gone away that body is gone whether it's small boy or youngster or middle aged or old fellow so that shows that the dehas are for the jiva inside. So that time Jiva is Angi, they are Anga. Go to the higher world, Paramatma is an Angi, all the Jivas are Anga. That is why Mamaivaamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Instead of Amsha, you put the Anga. Mamaivango jivaloke jivabhuta sanatanaha. See, Amsha or Anga are same. Amsha, Amshi, Anga, Angi. Sambandha. Keep that in mind. Anga, Angi Sambandha is not a simple, ordinary thing. It has a beautiful thing to guide us to the higher level. What is happening today? Angas are important, Angi is forgotten. Whereas the Angas have no personal independent job to do, nor they have an ability to do, nor their existence also is valid without the Angi. है ना? कभी रोड में आप देखा कि हाथ पैर या दिमाग या सर ऐसे अपने आप ही घूम रहे हैं? You can never see that the parts roaming in the world just like that. No, even in an accident, if a part is cut, other body of him is safer, but that a cut part is dead gone. And in time, if you stitch it, it is okay. It's all medical recovery, medical discoveries. That also by chance. That's okay. बट देह से अलग हो गया, अंग होता है क्या? नहीं. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? therefore by saying that maha is angi and these three vyahruti as anga, the attention and the importance is shifted from the angas to the angi. This is called sadhana, shifting our attention and our value giving from what is expressed, what expressed as what, to what is expressed. Expressed as pot, what is expressed is mud. Anga Angi Sambandha is to shift our attention from expressed as what to what is expressing. Expressed as pot, what? Mud. So pot is Anga, mud is the Angi. So shifting our attention from the Anga pot to the Angi, the mud. And value also is shifted. Because we told the logic of relation between Anga and Angi. You can never have pots without mud. All pots are staying in the mud only. They dissolve in the mud. Mud is permeating all. The Angi permeates the Angas. The Angi is Mahat, the Mahat is Brahma, Brahma is Atma. Keep on doing that Upasana till we become familiar, like it's a rehearsal. Till we become Pakka, the rehearsal is done. Then the stage performance. In the ground, the driving is learned. Then once the confidence is gained, when we become a little better, then on the road. In the range or in the cantonment, all the training is given for the army personnel. Then when it is confident, they are confident, officer confident, then deploy them in different, with the different borders or wherever it is required. So to a graduate or engineer, he is given training for some time. Then he is put on that particular job in that engineering department. Everywhere it is so. So too, we are doing the upasanas. Then we are put on the laboratory of meditation. On that meditation, what you did the upasana so far, you discover in your own heart, it is like this. That will be the next Anuvaka number 6. It will be exhaustively taught there. We'll see it today only. So up to this, what he said in this Anuvaka, become familiar. And listen 2, 3, 4 times, feel for it, and do the mananam in the mind, then the clarity comes. So when I chant the mantra now with the background so far given, you can feel it. Then whatever the remaining portion of Bhashyam, we will see that. See that? Bhur suvaretiva etaha tisraha vyahrutayah. Only literal meaning you catch. Don't worry about the nipatas or the particles what Bhagavan Shankara said. It is to shut the mouth of the grammarians that he explains how the words are declined and where it is chandasa prayogam, where we should not edit. That is his genius. For some genius who, instead of asking the truth, they question grammar. तो उनको मुंह तोड़ने के जवाब देते हो. Sometimes we also have doubt why these letters came. So he tells us to stress the importance of it. The Rishi told, because only when the importance is given, the sadhana becomes complete. Like, why suddenly Mahachamasya came, a doubt comes to you and me. He told, because Rishi remembrance also is a part of Upasana. And why only Mahachamasya Rishi? No, not. There are 3 more Rishis coming in the next one. We have seen, no, today only Paurishishtihi, Mautgalyaha. The three wonderful rishis names came. They are also are the names of the rishis only. है ना? पौरुषिष्टिः मौद्गल्यः तद्दितपः तद्दितपः. We chanted it today only. Aham vrukshasya reriva. Before that mantra, if you remember. कीर्ति पृष्ठंगिरेरिव ऊर्ध्व पवित्रो वाजनीव स्वमृतमस्मि. हाँ, देखो इन द 17th मंत्र सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराथीतरः. वन ऋषि नेम इज रातीतरः. Second is Paurushishtih. Third one is Maudgalyah. Maudgalya Rishi we saw yesterday. He was in Sri Rama's Darbar also. Today or yesterday he was there. Tomorrow he will come. So the name of the Rishi is remembered for Upasana. That is the Prakriya given in this Upanishad. It may not be in all Upanishads. In Mundaka, in the beginning only the sequence of Rishis told. So that now don't worry about them, worry about the Brahma Tattva. I'm just trying to explain. Om Bhurvassuvar Itiva Etas Tisro Vyahruthayah Tasam Uhasmaitam Chaturthim Tasam Samartim. Uhasmai, you forget it. Who knows it? Mahachamasya Pravedayate. Mahachamasya came to know what name he gave it to it, Mahaiti. And when it was reported to the Guru, he told, ye already have Upanishad mein Tat Brahma. But because the definition of the Maha and Brahma fits to the definition of the Atma, Sa Atma. Now with the fourth Vyahruti called Maha is Brahma, it is an Atma. Why are you throwing the other three Vyahrutis? First three ones, Angani, Anya, Devataha. Okay, this is what Upasana. Therefore, the Angas were taken as the reality. Angi was never thought of. Now the Angi is discovered. Then Angi is given importance really without compromising with the importance of Anga. अंग का भी अपना वैल्यू है ही, बट अंग का वैल्यू अंग का ही है, not to the extent that the अंग is forgotten. Like the vyavahar has its vyavaharic value, but the only thing is not to the extent of making us forget the paramartha. Artha, kama, dharma have their own value, but not to the extent of binding us. They should not take away the moksha from us. Then only there is a problem with these three. If on the other hand these three help for the moksha, that's wonderful. Using artha, kama, dharma for moksha is upasana only. That is a welcome thing. In fact, the artha, kama, dharma given for this only. That is why in the Upanishad, the dharma of going to the Guru, Gurukula and listening, then the artha of the Sri Kamana, then the Kamana of the Medas, all of them were told. If you observe in this Upanishad, all the three were for Vidya Prapti Arte. Vidya is for Moksha Prapti. So Upanishad and Gurukula trains us, gives us dharma, artha, kama, but not compromising with moksha, but only for gaining the moksha. Therefore, that life where artha, kama are lived for dharma, dharma is lived for the moksha, is the fulfilled life. Anywhere anybody does it. That's how the whole, what is taught in Gurukula is lived in the entire world. World is Gurukula. And I am living same thing what I learned in the ashrama. That artha, kama have this limitation, this purpose. Dharma has this limitation, this purpose. And the ultimate purpose is moksha. So simple Vyahruti Upasana. Itna hi hai. Bhur bhuva surativa etaha tisraha Vyahrutayah. Tasam hasmaitam chaturthim. Mahachamasya pravedete. Maha iti tat brahma sa atma. Angani anya devataha. Over. But if you do chanting every day, you would have become familiar. And when I am uttering it, you can catch it better. Now the training is given. Do the upasana. Upasana के लिए भाई भगवान विष्णु का तो उपासना करके मन को विष्णुमय करो. ऐसा करने से नहीं होता. For the Vishnu upasana, the Shaligrama should be given. The prakriya should be told. The steps. Okay, the steps are avahanam, dhyanam, avahanam, asanam, padhyam, argyam. Then in that upasana, we are discovering the Utkrishta Vastu, Utkrishta Paramatma in that Nikrishta Vastu called as a stone. Is it not? Here also, we are given these 4 examples. And that we have to respect. Now, once I focus attention on the Maha, When the Maha is found to be the substratum for the three, our respect for it should grow. Are you understanding? Like an ordinary auto phala made a leader is made as chief minister, immediately you have what should happen and should be valued or respected. And the value and respect is by giving attention. This is called upasana. It's no more ordinary karyakarta, chief minister. So when I was revising that MVA collapsed, my mind was only on Taittiriya Upanishad. Then I'm in AP and seeing about MVA. तो मेरे को पांचों कोश उसमें समझ में आए. AP means Annamaya and Pranamaya. The MVA is Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. They collapsed. Then only Atma will be known. So Panchakosha Vivek. MVA. है ना ऐसा कि महाविकास आघाड़ी तो मनोमय विज्ञानमय आनंदमय कोश dissolved you become one with Paramatma. So the Maha iti, Brahma iti, Atma iti. These are not words. The word Maha means it is greater. The Brahma is, it is approved by the Upanishad as ultimate goal. Atma is the most dearest thing. See, you discover its greatness, that's called Maha. You acknowledge its greatness, called as Brahma. You experience its greatness as Atma. These are the unshowable things. This is what is called Upasana. When the child is taught, see, he's your father. It's not an academic thing telling father. Means you have to respect him, you should listen to him, you should not trouble him. Is it, when his introduction is done, he is your officer. ठीक है हो तो मेरे को क्या करना है ऐसा नहीं होता है. If he is your officer, you are supposed to take orders from him. You should do whatever your orders. You should respect him. You should report to him. Officer का अर्थ ये सब होता है ना. It's not a mere शब्द. So too, if it is named as Maha, it is not a mere Shabda. It is respectful. Why it's respectful? Because of this only those three were there. Because of this only those three are sustaining. They have to respect it. Therefore, Maha. This is acknowledged because it's Brahma and it is experienced as Atma. Therefore, I am respectfully acknowledging and experiencing my Atma self, which is the Angi for all the Jiva Panchakosha, the Angas, or the entire world of the multiplicity, which are all the Angas. Now, just like the three are Vyahruti, fourth is Maha, it is Brahma and Atma. In the examples also same thing. Three are the Vyahrutis, the fourth is Brahma, that is the fourth is Maha, fifth is Brahma, the fourth is Maha, that itself is Brahma, that is experienced as Atma. Now that is Atma for those three. Okay, to train. But later on, the Atma of the each set of the three is not different, it is ultimately one. That will be trained in us for us in the next Anuvaka, where we will be given the meditational technique for discovering the self in our heart. In other words, what? The self in our own heart, in its own infinite capacity, is not only becoming Jiva here, Jiva there, it is even becoming the total Ishvara there. This is how it is his Brahmanam. He is expanding to become the Samashti and Vyashti and establishing the Karyakarana Sambandha and living the entire Vyavahara. Who? The self in me. That is said from other side as self is that in which like the waves come and enter in the ocean, the whole world comes and stays and goes back into the ocean. What was said there, theoretical, logical, here is tried to be given as an experience through Upasana. This Upanishad is Upasana Pradhan. Practically doing it. Then you get the experience. There, logically you contemplate, you will experience it. Both of them will have the purpose of experiencing the truth only. Ultimate thing is to discover Atma. So the three Vyahrutis, fourth discovered by Mahasamasya, he named it as Maha, it is Brahma, it is Atma. And all other things are Angari. Don't leave them. वो अंग है, वो छोड़ दोगे तो मर जाएंगे. वो इनके बिना वो नहीं रह सकते, उसकी जरूरत है. If you cut the limbs and throw, they will die. And I need the limbs to perform. Therefore, I can't leave the limbs. व्यावहारिक सत्ता देना ही है उनको. We have to give the व्यावहारिक importance to them. हो गया? Now one by Bhuritiva ayam lokaha Bhuvarityantariksam Suvarityasau lokaha Mahaiti adityaha. So the fourth Vyavruti Maha is Aditya. The first three, Bhu is this loka, Bhuva is Antariksha, then Suva is Swarloka, the third one. Now the Maha is the one which is permeating all the three according to Vyavrutis. Therefore, Adityena Vava Sarve the Lokaha Mahiyante. Then the Bhashyakara explained Mahiyante means Pravardhante, Tishtanti. All the words he used there explained is Mahanam Vruddhihi Upachayaha Mahiyante Vardhante iti Arthaha. So they are made, they are brought together, and they are made to grow or even perform coordinating with each other. All is done by the fourth one. That is why it is called as Mahiyante. Everywhere it is comes. Ki Adityena Vava Lokaha Mahiyante. We have to understand. When these three lokas are having their Mahima because of the Aditya. These three lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, which are Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Vyahrutis. So what are we doing? First three Vyahrutis we uttered. Then we found by the help of Mahachamasya four Vyahruti Maha. It is. Only it was in the Vyahrutis, the utterances. Now that we are using for Upasana. In Upasana, entire Bhuloka we are taking. Like entire Jagrata Avastha we took and we said it is Amatra in the Mandukya Upanishad. Here also, entire Jagrata Avastha is Bhuhu Vyahruti. Entire this world, entire Antariksha is Bhuvaha. Then entire Swargaloka is Suvaha Vyahruti. Then which is the one which is substratum of all the three, which was discovered by Mahachamasya as Maha? In that case, what is that for? Here it is Aditya. Then Adityena Vava Sarve Loka Mahiyante is a fact which we have to practice. That without Surya, the Bhuloka, the Antariksha Loka, the Swarga Loka cannot exist. It is because of whom these three are there. Then in that we are there as Jiva. For our sake, the Aditya has made and supporting these three upadhis. That when we as a Jiva bring ourselves into picture, we came here for our Upasana or Sadhana or Prarabdha, etc. वो तो अलग बात है. We are studying the subject here. While studying the subject, these three lokas are because of the fourth Aditya. Therefore, Aditya ko Brahma kaha, Aditya ko Maha kaha. Then that Aditya is the Atma of these three. Clear? But come to that point. Then after all that is done, even the Aditya Adi, which are the Atma for these respective Vyahrutis, have their own final Atma as Paramatma only, Parabrahma only. That will be taught in a different manner. How? Whoever is doing this Upasana, as said on this Vyahruti, he himself will become that particular. This is a very beautiful and sublime thing. It will be said कि चंद्रमा संभाव लोकम प्रतिपद्यन्ते or Agni lokam or Adityo bhutva. Means what? When I do this upasana, I become Aditya, I become Agni, I become Vayu. The Jiva in me becomes one with that. So that is experience as Atma only. But all of them also finally have their root in the Shuddha Parabrahma Atma only, which is Sachidananda. That will be taught after all these upadhis in upasanas in the next Valli, where Brahmavida apnoti param tadeshabhyukta, then satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman so oshkrute sarvan kaman sa brahmana vipashyeti tasmadva etasmad atmanah. That is a next level of teaching for meditation, which is given to us only after we do for a long time the upasanas. The Shannovitra Upasana, the Siksha Vyakyasayama Upasana, Atata Samhita Upanishad Vyakyasayama Upasana, Yashchand Samrishavo Upasana, then Avahanti Vitanvana Upasana, then here Burbo Suritiva Eta Tisro Vyasvara Upasana. Clear? Now take the second set. What is that? Bhuritiva. Agnihi. Agni is familiar to us. Say, do the upasana that this Agni is the Bhuhu Vyahruti. Agni has not become the Bhu. Who has not become the Agni? But we are taking the Agni also as the first Vyahruti. We took three Vyahrutis, we discovered the fourth. So too we are taking these three and discovering the fourth. For doing that, like take this number of mangoes as x. X is nowhere. But that x is used everywhere through the mathematical solution. Finally, x is equal to 100 mangoes. X is thrown. We are interested in 100 mango finally. Here also, our goal is not Bhurbhosva Vyahrutis. Bhurbhosva Vyahruti is the first step. Through that, the Maha is discovered. Now, with the help of that process, we are doing the Upasana of the other sets of 4 4. For making us do that, imagine the first Bhu Vyahruti as Agni. Then Bhuvaha Vayuhu. We are not disturbing Agni Vayu, nor the Agni Vayu is becoming Bhurbhuva. But Agni Vayu is considered as Bhuhu. Means if you consider Agni as Bhuhu, if you consider Vayu as Bhuvaha, then if you consider Aditya as Swaha, then please consider or come to know that the Chandrama is the Maha. Therefore, our drushti after listening to this is not on Bhurbhosva Maha. Our drushti is on now Agni, Vayu, Aditya and Chandrama. So this is called Upasana. Sir, and in that Upasana, what is the main thing? The Agni, Vayu, Aditya are the cause for the whole world. But these three are caused by the fourth one, the Chandrama. Chandrama is permeating in all of them. Therefore, he is Brahma, he is Brahma, and he is the Atma of all these, and he is the Nangi, these are the Angas. This Upasana we have to keep on doing. In the Vedic period, the definition of Chandrama, the importance value given to Chandrama is very sublime. Then in our trying to understand in Adhyatmika Bhasha, we said Agni means speech, Vayu means activities, Karmendriyas, and then Aditya means the eye, we spoke. Then these three cannot function without the mind. Mind comes from the Chandrama. The Chandrama is the Atma of all these three. Then there are very many higher level when we go, the role of Chandrama in this Agni, Vayu, Aditya will be told. They are very mystical. No, other if Chandrama is not the Brahma, the Chaturthi Vyahruti, the Angi for the three Angas of Agni, Vayu and Aditya, Upanishad will not tell that even for the sake of Upasana. But how is it so is a very sublime thing. That's all highly yogic practices to know the secrets of the earth or the universe. That is million times difficult than keeping all of them away, discovering your own Brahma Tattva and realize and get moksha. समझ गए ना? मुक्ति पाना इजी है बट ये यूनिवर्स को जानना उसमें क्या क्या हो रहा है किसका किससे क्या संबंध है इट इज सो वास्ट इट इज गोइंग ऑन दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द ईश्वर who has such an infinite power to maintain an infinite universe in which infinite events are happening every moment. देखो in the Brahma Tattva, then the Ishvara is not there. If you look at the Jagata, immediately you have to accept Ishvara to be infinitely powerful. So this will be sorted out as we grow in our intellectual capacity year by year with more and more Shastras heard and studied. In the fourth class, straight away, we can't expect the PhD level. Na? We are not research scholars of Vedanta Shastras spending 15 hours per day to study. Those are the ones after breaking their head so much that they have come to some higher understandings. We are breaking our head even to come to class and be regular and listen. And what is our mana level, what is our Sanskrit Bhasha level, what is our Antakara, we all know it. हम तो छोटे बच्चे. So as we grow, all those secrets will be revealed. Now for your question, I am answering. How come the Chandrama is the Maha, which is Angi, for these three Angas of Agni, Vayu, and the Surya, which are Bhurbhosva Vyahrutis, which are like those three Vyahrutis. But do the practice of it. Chandramasa Bhava Sarve Sarvangamsi Jyoti Gimshi, Sarvani Jyotimshi Mahiyante. It is because of the Chandrama that the three Jyoti objects, Agni ka ho, Vayu ka ho, and this Aditya ka ho, they are functional because of the Chandrama. And how is it? It is very mystical. We may study it in a different language, different way some other day. And we have to go deep into the research of finding the relation between the Agni, Vayu and Aditya and know that they are subordinate to Chandrama. Few things can be spoken where in our Shastras the importance of Chandrama is proved. So many ways. In different prakriyas, the Chandramaka importance. And in another way, we see it is Chandrama ultimately who fills whatever is there on the earth, the eatable things, who fills with the Aushadhi Guna in that. Is it not? The Aushadhi Guna, the Trupti Guna, Rasa Guna, in whatever we consume is given to us by Chandrama. Though the product has got created by Surya and Agni and Vayu. वायु को ऑक्सीजन नहीं है तो पौधा उगता नहीं है. भगवान सूर्य का किरण नहीं है तो photosynthesis will not happen. And within the plant, if the required heat is not there, the plant will not grow to yield that fruit. All said and done is okay, but into that fruit, the tasting ability, the Oshadi Guna, the curing ability is given by Chandrama. That is why many of the eatables, drinkables are kept in full moon night, exposed to Chandrama, so that they become specially divinized and energized. सारे धान खेत में चंद्रमा की शक्ति से अलग टेस्ट उसमें आता है. So many things. When we do Lalita Upasana also, in the night of Paurnami ke din, all the payasam is kept in the moonlight, then it is. And all these Karwa Chauth wale, you know it. Bhagwan Chandrama ko arpan karke hi, then they gave to husband. Then if he's still okay, then they eat. So these are the few things which we have to accept what is said here. But our practice is Chandrama is Maha, is Brahma, is Atma, for this Agni, Vayu and Aditya. हो गया दो उपासनाएं. So it has to be done all the time till we get established. In the level of upasana, let us not be cheated with the intellect कि मैं समझ गया हूँ. समझने की बात नहीं, निरंतर करते रहना, हर दिन कहना है, हे चंद्रमा, it is you because of whom the Agni, Vayu and Surya are working, because of whom I am also alive. So my salutation to Agni, my salutation to Vayu, my salutation to Surya, but my double salutation to Chandrama. Then intellectually, the upasana that Chandrama is the Maha, Brahma, Atma for all these three. Whenever you see, that thought should go on happening in us. Then what's happening to us? The training leads to a state where if you see the three, the fourth is discovered. When the fourth is seen, it is kept intact. Along with it, the other three which are subordinate to him, they are also remembered. This is called upasana. Like whenever I am working in an office. I am working in an office in the given work. But the office is made by that person. He's the owner, he's an officer, or he's a proprietor. Then he's the MD. He is the one who interviewed me. He gave me the job. It is because of him I am in the work and I am getting salary because of him. Now this thought when it goes on inside mind, it's an upasana. Then we will always be loyal to that company. We don't cheat them or run away. That is the utility of the upasana there. Not that you involve in emotionally so much with him that you don't do the work properly or you do some accident there. ऐसे emotional मत होना. Upasana is not emotionally getting lost. Upasana is an intellectual discovery. Like I'm not lost in emotion to see Lord Shiva in the Shivalinga. It's an intellectual discovery that the all-permeating Lord, because the all-permeating, he will be in the Shivalinga also. Therefore, to develop that faith and vision, I'm doing the Upasana. The emotional stories are different when the Lord comes to protect the devotees when they are in very difficult situation. वो अलग है, वो emotion का. यहाँ उपासना है, an intellectual training there. So intellectually, I am remembering that he gave me the job. The company is very good. I am safe and secured. Yeah, good salary coming to me. When this upasana is done, then consequences, I'll continue to be in this job. For me to be continuous, I have to work hard. I'll work hard. In the same way, Agni I am using, thank you to the Agni. Vayu is helping me every moment. Without Vayu, तो 2 मिनट में जिंदा नहीं रह सकता हूँ. Then Aditya is helping me. Thank you to all of them. But these three are without Chandramaha. So thank you, Chandramaha. Now, when we are remembering them and thanking them all the time, automatically our interest in the objects and the bhoga indulgence, there's no time for that. We become purified. This is how the upasana purifies. How the upasana purifies? When I'm seeing Shaligrama or Shivalinga and I'm taking it as Vishnu or Shiva and I'm feeling that they are there, then I'm doing the upasana to them with Abhishek and Archana and all. At the meantime, जो भी मेरे मन में दूसरे कामनाएं हैं वो सब चले जाते. This is how the purification process of the upasana. That is why in this one, Duritakshayartham. What is the purification? The vision changing. Seeing the world as God, seeing the world as something respectful, reverential thing, seeing the world with gratitude that because of which I am sustaining. Earlier was but world is only bhoga vastu. I have to indulge and enjoy. No, when I indulge and enjoy in the world as bhoga vastu, nothing happens to the world, no problem to the world. To me, the problem comes that I forgot my essential nature and I just become a slave to the world. When Pururava indulged in Urvashi को कुछ नहीं हुआ. He fell down from a Samrat Chakravarti to a donkey. He was kicked only, gade ki tarah. Nothing will happen to the world. Like when I eat ice cream, nothing happens to ice cream. I get cold. If I eat to the sweets, nothing happens to sweet. Sweets go on coming in the world. I get diabetes. So if I become a bhogi, nothing happens to bhoga vastu. I from the yogi become a bhogi, then rogi. This loss is to me. So too, when I become yogi from the bhogi, no benefit is gained for the world. I become yogi and protect myself. Therefore, world is in front of us to destroy ourselves or to help us, depending on how do we look at it and use it. The wrong looking so far we had, taking the world as bhogya vastu and we as a bhogi falling. Now the right vision is given with Upanishad. Upanishad is a vision, the vision of Upasana. Where it is Maha, please don't neglect it, respect, revere it. And because it is Maha, its Angas are they also have to be respected. They shouldn't be insulted. Like when you go to somebody's house, he has got 3 dogs. He is Angi and the dogs are Anga. As much you respect him, you have to value them also. Otherwise, he'll not feel happy. उनके अंग है वो. Anything in his house is own anga. You can't say दीवार ठीक नहीं है, fan ठीक नहीं है, sofa ठीक नहीं है. So he will never call you again. You have to do upasana of them. And you cannot fight with the dog also. You can't take dog biscuit and eat. You understand that in the same way, all the upadhis, the entire Brahmanda is the anga of Paramatma. Don't take it for granted. Value it. Use it, but use it for proper purpose. Don't misuse or abuse or fight with it. And never forget by involving in the anga, the angi. Angi's position kabhi nahi bhulna. This is the training given to me. Is it not? Never forget the contribution of parents because they have given the birth. Never forget the contribution of the world because they give the job, naukri, khana, vagera. Never forget the grace of contribution of the Guru because he is giving me the vision. Never forget the contribution of Bhagwan because of him only everything is there. This is called as upas. Now the trick kya hai? We are so much involved in the samsara because of asana and desire that we are not able to do this. Okay, that is called a delusion. That is called as bondage. So much you remember the Lord with gratitude or the parents or the teachers who are contributing to our life. Remember them so much with gratitude that you are left with no time to indulge in the vastus. That is called as sadhana and moksha. Samsara bandhana, sadhana, moksha. You understood now? What is samsara bandhana? Involved in these things so much that those who are helping us we have forgotten. What is sadhana moksha? Involving in upasana of them so much that we have no time for that. This is what the trick that happens when we do genuinely in us. If you know it and do it, you are great. Whether you know it or not, if you do it, you are great because that doing takes you to the experience. Is it not? When you that way do upasana to the Shivalinga as Lord Shiva, such a respect you get, such a reverence you get when you look at him. So when the world is taken as an Atma and Brahma, you love it, you serve it. The loving and serving is the Leela for which we are sent. Not for coveting it, desiring it, indulging in it and destroying ourselves. देखो जगत हमारे सामने रहना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, किस तरह से आप जगत में हो, क्या संबंध रखा, वो डिसाइड करता है. एनीवे इट्स अ बिग सब्जेक्ट, वास्ट सब्जेक्ट, एंडलेस सब्जेक्ट. So ayam lokah antarikshah suvarlokah bhurvasva vyahrutis aditya is maha. So to agni vayu aditya aditri vyahrutis maha is chandramaha, chandramasa vava sarve loka mahiyante. Then the other things which are said not said is chandra is angi, then this agni vayu and surya are the aditya are the angaha. You have to do anganyanya devataha may not come every time. तीन हो गए, दो हो गए, third one. What is third one? भूरितिवा रुचः. The entire Rigveda mantras are Bhu Vyahruti, Bhu iti Samaha, then Suma iti Yajugumshi. So first Vyahruti is the Rigveda, second Vyahruti is Samaveda, third Vyahruti is Yajurveda. So Rigveda is Bhu Vyahruti, Samaveda is Bhuvas Vyahruti, then Yajurveda is Suha Vyahruti. Our interest is not in Bhur Bhuvasva now. We are already trained. Our interest is in the observance of these three Vedas which are there. ऋग्वेदा, सामवेदा, यजुर्वेदा. दृष्टि इस पे है, बट फिसलने नहीं करने के लिए, मतलब स्लिप नहीं होने के लिए, नॉट टू मेक अ स्लिप, द थ्री व्याहृतिस आर टेकन. You understand? Our goal is not doing the A-U-Ma Matra Upasana. Our goal is to merge the Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti in the Turiya Avastha. Further, the A-U-Ma may be taken as support only. Otherwise, we are not hanging on to the A-U-Ma Matra. We are not even hanging on the Oma also. We are going beyond it. Here also, Bhur-Bhoswar always supports. Like Rama is always a support to call that person. Rama is not at all goal. The person is goal. But Rama and the person have such a relation. When you call by his name, he is remembered. So too, Bhur-Bhoswa are the names which remind us that the Triputi are there in this world, which are functioning and substantiating the world's existence. But these three are supported by the fourth, which we were missing, of which the Upasana is given here for us to do. So, which is Rigveda? First Vyahruti. What is second Veda? Samaveda, second Vyahruti. Then what is Yajurveda? The Vyahruti number 3. Now 3 you told, obviously you have to tell the fourth one, what Mahachamsa discovered. Yeah, he said, Mahaiti Brahma. The fourth Vyahruti Maha in the Bhurva sequence. Here the fourth one is the Brahma. Brahma is Parabrahma and Brahma is Omkar. Both of them have to take as a meaning. Because first we take as Om, then it will be taught as Brahma. We will see in the Bhashya end mein ki Om is the thing to be taken because the context is going on of the Om. Because Om ka upasana हमने शन्नो में किया, Om का ही किया हमने मेधा में भी, आवाहंति में भी. So here also Om. And then that Brahmana avava sarve Vedaha mahiyante. Is it not? From Omkara only all the Vedas came. In the Omkara only all the Vedas staying. They go back into Om. Therefore, Om is the substratum of all of them. Therefore, Om Brahma is by whom all the Vedas are Mahiyante. What is Mahiyante? Mahiyante means Vruddhi Upachayaha Mahiyante Vardhante iti arthaha. Means what? From the Om only, each of the Veda mantras have slowly have expanded. Just like from that spider, slowly the saliva comes expanded. Like from the fire, the smoke starts coming, expanded. So from Parabrahma, Omkara, from the Omkara only the Shabdas, through the Shabdas only mantras, whether the Rigveda or Yajurveda, Samaveda, all the three have come from Om. Therefore, Om is Maha. Om itself is Brahma. That Om Brahma is Maha, all these three are the Upadhi, the Vyahrutis. Then we have to respect the Om more and more. Then that is Angi, these are the Angas. If the Om or Brahma is not there, there is no meaning for these three Vedas. Three Vedas are telling us only about the Brahma Tattva only. Then through Om. Therefore, yo Vedado Saraproktaha, Vedante cha Pratishtitaha, Tasya Prakrutinasyaha Paraha, Saha Maheshwaraha. Don't we chant that mantra? All the Vedas have come from Om, staying in Om, merging in Om. And beyond the Om is the experience of Brahma. Om is the final alambana. Om is the final launching pad. From that, when you launch, you enter into experience of the self. That will be told in the next again. Om का जो उपासना actually आएगा. So far Om ये है वो है बताएंगे. Om exactly क्या है will be told later on. Go slow. Whatever we are learning that day, focus on that. If today we have become thorough in today's class, that the attention importance should be shifted from the 3 to the 4. That is called as upasana. Why? When the attention is not given to the main fourth, unnecessarily attention is given to the 3. That is what we are entering to the avidya or the getting caught up. Now 3 are over. Loka upasana is done, Jyoti upasana done, Veda upasana done. The fourth one is the prana upasana. What is the prana upasana? Bhuriti vai pranaha, bhuvaritya suvariti vyanaha. See, the prana is bhu vyahruti, then apana is bhuvaha vyahruti, then vyana is suvaha. So prana, apana, vyana are bhurvas vyahruti. Then what is the fourth mahavyavruti? Mahaiti annam. The fourth vyahruti maha is annam. And why do you say this? Because annena vava sarve prana mahiyante. It is because these 3 pranas of prana, apana, vyana are working. ये अन्न नहीं है 10 दिन मत खाओ, तो प्राण अपान व्यान तीनों काम नहीं करेंगे. अन्नेन भाव सर्वे प्राणाः महीयन्ते. So to brahmanav sarve vedaः महीयन्ते. So to the chandramasa bhava jyotikimsi mahiyante. So to adityena bhava lokaः mahiyante. So aditya is there, the fourth maha. Then chandramaha is the fourth maha. Fourth and the maha. Then the brahma is the fourth, the maha vyahruti. Here also anna is the fourth vyahruti called as maha. So the fourth vyahruti is third, second one vyahruti. Keep on doing the upasana. And upasana is what here? As I told you, the upasana is maha, brahma, atma. These 3 words are upasana. The maha we told, because all permeating and coming from this and all. Brahma is Vedic sanction. Then the Atma, by definition, by experience. By experience, it may not come immediately, but at least by definition, ये सब उसके आत्मा है, ये उन तीनों का आत्मा है, उन तीनों का आत्मा है. This type of upasana we have to do. No tava etas chatasras chaturdaha chatasro vyahritayah tayo veda saveda brahma sarve asmai devaha balimavahanti. This portion, after giving a little 5-10 minutes introduction to the already talked subject, to this portion, we will see the exhaustive explanation tomorrow. Then there will be in the Bhashya, a prashna will be asked, that is answered. And while giving the answer, what Guru says is, this 5th and 6th Vyahrutis go together. Sorry, Anuvakas go together. In दोनों का उपासना एक ही है, दोनों का लक्ष्य भी एक ही है. करके he will connect both of them. That Brahma, which is the 4th Vyahruti, which you discussed about, that Atma, that Brahma. Now remember, all of them are Brahma and Atma. The first wale mein, the Aditya is Brahma and Atma. The second wale mein, Chandrama is Brahma and Atma. In the third one, the Veda, Omkara or Brahma is Brahma and Atma. In the fourth one, Anna is the Brahma and Anna is the Atma. That is why Anna Brahma Upasana also will come in that. Of that Atma, which is Brahma, which is Maha, where is its Upalabdhisthana? How to gain him? This most crucial thing will be the 6th Anuvaka. The Upalabdhisthana is Hridaya, and how to discover is the meditation is taught. And that we will be able to understand and do only when we have become thorough through our upasana in our inner purification. And the upasanas are here the Vyahruti upasana, before that Veda, Sri Kamakaliya Omkara upasana through Japa and the Homa, and before that the Samhita upasana, before that Siksha upasana, before that Shamno Vitra upasana. Everything is upasana. करते जाओ फिर कृपा हो जाएगी. मेरे ख्याल में तो वो बात है. So tomorrow we will see this one. Tava etas chatasraschaturthaha chatasraschatasro vyahritayah tayo veda saveda brahma sarve esme devaha balimavahanti. Then he is found in the heart. Saya esho tarahridaya akashah tasmin nayam purusho manomaya amruto hiranmaya antarena taluke ya eshastana iva valambate seendra yonihi yatrasau keshanto vivardhate vyapohya shirshakapale भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतितिष्ठति भुवरिति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये महिति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व. अरे वाह, by heart हो गया. Sixth Vyahruti, sixth Anuvaka also. It's a very beautiful bhakti. Slowly developing the subject. B. That's why, though we can summarize the entire Upanishad in one class, we can explain the mantras in 7-8 classes, we can just do the Bhashya in maybe 30-40 classes, but we are spending so many only just to feel the joy of thoroughly trying to understand, at least to me. Some of you may feel it is heavy. So many days still we are in the first Anuvaka, in the sixth Anuvaka only of the first Valli. There are 16 Anuvaka in the first only, then so many. If your job is to finish the book, you go to YouTube or study a book and finish in 2 days, like a novel. Tick, 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 tick. बट हमारा पर्पस वो नहीं, हम अपन को समझना है. पहली बार हम पढ़ रहे हैं तो वी वांट टू गो इन डिटेल ऑफ इट. So it doesn't matter, let it take time. But आज मजा है कि नहीं, when we have understood why it is called Maha, why it's called Brahma, why it's called as an Atma. Therefore, the purpose of it is to shift our attention to this Maha Vyahruti. And attention shifting is respecting, revering, valuing it more. It doesn't mean that you devalue all the Angas. Angas have their own importance. By this, what's happening? What is valuable, that is valued. What is less valuable, that is less valued. That is the realization. व्यवहार को व्यवहारिक वैल्यू दिया, मिथ्या को मिथ्या वैल्यू दिया, सत्य को सत्य वैल्यू दिया, यही मोक्ष. And upasanas, all this. Like that in the world also, see the three, find the four. Fourth is the Mahaiti, Tad Brahma Sa Atma. As much as possible. तो इतना करो बस. That will also help you. Okay. We'll see tomorrow. Tava etas chatasra chaturdaha. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Om, om, om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परम ऋषिभ्यो नमः. परम ब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. नॉट एन ईजी स्टडिंग उपनिषद. उसको अलग दिमाग चाहिए, अलग श्रद्धा चाहिए. यू ऑल हैव स्लो. भगवान इज ब्लेसिंग अस by unfolding our hearts to understand. Wait 15 minutes for Vidurniti.